to you what I have taken long before I will return again when it gets dark and day is done. Lay me down, wow, in the hollow ground. Down by your side I will stay. So lay me down. Lay down. And if you wanna stay with me, then let me know before it's light. I will recoil myself into the black and darkest night and lay me down in the hallowed ground where my Father waits. I will stay. So lay me down. Lay down now. Your turn. Lay me. Come on. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames, they went higher. And it burns, 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 that ring of fire, that ring of fire.
Once upon a time, God had a dream for the world, that we would reflect the beauty and love from which we were made, that we would not be alone, and that we would work and care for God's good world. At Awaken, we have centered our life around these ideas. When we gather, we want to be a reflection of God's love and beauty. When we meet in one another's homes, we remind each other that we were not meant to be alone. We were made for community. When we engage our neighborhoods and workplaces, we partner with God in the work of redeeming and restoring what God made good. Awaken is a safe place for us to explore who God is, to ask questions, and to wake up to God's dream. Awaken exists to demonstrate and announce the way of Jesus in the world and to partner with God in the renewal of all things.
Hey friends, good morning. My name's John. We're real pleased to, as a band, get to help us sing some songs. So if I'd invite you to rise in body and spirit and sing with us.
My feet are strong, my eyes Would you take it and lift it on your shoulders? You're not a stranger to the heavy load. When the sorrow overflows the banks of the river of my soul, would you whisper comfort and a peaceful word? You're not a stranger to the winds that blow. And Savior, you're not a stranger to the winds that blow. And Savior, you're not a stranger to the heavy load. And when the darkness sees your smiling face and temptations moving close, would you lead me through the valley, through the wilderness? You're not a stranger to the desert road. Sing, oh my Savior, you're not a stranger to the desert road. Sing, oh my Savior, you're not a stranger to the desert road. You're not a stranger to the winds that blow. You're not a stranger to the heavy load.
Amen. We're going to dismiss our kids to their time of worship and sing this song, A Blessing Over Them. There's a sign and teachers that will be holding signs to direct them where to go, and let's sing this song together as they go. May God give you eyes to see all that is good, all that is good. The courage for anything. May you be strong, may you be strong. May God give you ears to hear their loving voice, their loving voice, speaking all around you, all around, and inside. Before you sit down, say hello to somebody next to you, okay?
When you're looking for some heat now, and I'm as cold can be, and you're talking about a change now, but those changes aren't with me. But tell me why, woman, can we just leave a good thing be? Tell me why, woman, can we just be happy?
Okie dokie. It's funny, it's like 10 degrees cooler in here today, and there's less people than there were last week. I don't know what, people were gluttons for punishment, but maybe they're out enjoying the day. Hi, everybody. My name is Micah, one of the pastors here. Glad you're with us. Couple things as we get started. We've got a few things we want to let you know about, including a search team update from the indomitable Catherine Scipione coming up soon. First and foremost, if you're new, we'd love to know you're with us. So there's cards in the seat pockets in front of you, or you can scan the QR code. That'll come to us. We'll invite you to a beverage of your choice, get to know you a little bit. You can get to know us. If you fill out those cards or you have tithes or offerings that you've brought with you, they can go in the black boxes. Of course, many ways you can give at Awaken, online included. Thank you for those gifts. There's an all-ages youth group bonfire, August the 5th. By the way, everybody turn around and look who's back at the sound booth. One Trevor Daniels. Welcome back, my friend. Glad to see you. That's happening on the 5th of August, so if you have kids in that age group, you want to pay attention to that. Next Sunday, we've got a picnic happening at Hallie Q. Brown. Last year, there was some confusion as to whether or not it was a picnic or a worship service. To be clear, this is not a worship service. This is a picnic. So if you don't want to eat, you probably shouldn't come, unless you want to just be with people. Either way, that's happening next week, 10:30, same time, just right at Hallie Q across the street. After that, we'll spend 4 weeks in the park. So starting August 16th, we've got 4 weeks at Highland Park Pavilion. We're right by Circus Juventus off of West 7th over there by Jefferson. You could play golf in the morning and come to church after that. It'll be a great little 1-2 punch. Then on the 27th of September, just a highlight, a heads up, we got one gathering at First Covenant in Minneapolis to celebrate all the things. So that'll happen on the 27th of September. And then we want to let you know that there's a collection happening. One of our missional partners is Ain Dai Young, which is a nonprofit that serves Indigenous youth and families off of University Avenue. And we're collecting some things for their kiddos who are headed back to school. So you can find that list in the Awaken Weekly online. And if you would like to participate in that, you can bring those and drop them off at the booth, the welcome booth down there. And then before I invite Skip up, last week we mentioned this, which is a paper version of a literal physical version downstairs in the Undercroft, the also known as the Fellowship Hall or the basement. And you can write on those downstairs. So as we kind of walk out this transition together, we'd love to hear what's happening in the hearts of the people. So hopes, dreams, fears, anxieties, prayers, blessings, questions, they can all go and live downstairs. And if you want to take one home for you to put on your mirror in your bathroom, you can do that as well. Clear? Okay. There was some argument at staff meeting how clear I was last week. So hopefully you got what we're saying, okay? Catherine Scipione, everybody.
Hey, good morning. I can't believe it's August. That's crazy. Micah announced almost a year ago at this point, and then the search team has been meeting since November of last year, so that's a lot of months and a lot of time. I'm going to motor through some of the stats because what I really want to share with you is just more candid updates and reflections that we've noticed as a team since beginning this process. So yeah, a couple stats. We began meeting in November. We're approaching about 2,000 hours of work collectively. You can see the members up on your screen. We're a deep team. There's 18 of us. Like Micah said, my name is Catherine Scipione. Most people call me Skip. You're welcome to call me Skip. I'm the co-chair with Art Morrow, and then of course, Jenna Daniels will be our new executive director, pastor. It's been an amazing team. Let's see. Does that work if I push that? Looks good? Okay. We've had 25 applications and inquiries to date. We've had 9 initial intakes with different candidates. And then from there, if they move on, they're moved into a series of interviews with cross-sections of the search team. We do about 2 to 3 of those. Those interviews tend to be about 2 hours each. Also, the amount of paperwork that we require from these candidates is deep. We don't want to waste anyone's time. We don't want to waste their time. We don't want to waste our time. But yeah, moving things into that like conversational piece really starts to get to the heart of like, will this be a good fit for them and for us? So we had 6 applicants of those that moved to kind of like the real meaty portion of this process. Of those, we have 2 applicants who we did invite to participate in a series of 3-day interviews locally. So we kind of designed this process across 3 days for us to really get to know them in a like casual conversational way, but also kind of dig more into their credentials, have some more formational teaching type experiences with them. We just completed one of those in July with applicant A. And then we have applicant B coming out in August to do a cut and paste. And I was telling Micah, there's been a lot of jokes about, okay, we all have to wear the same underwear. We have to order the same food. Like, we need the variables the same, people, okay? To compare those 2 experiences back to back. We'll then have a complete review as a team of both of those candidates. Ideally, one of those candidates, we feel we would be making a recommendation to you guys, but again, we don't know until we know, right? If we complete both of these experiences and for whatever reason we don't feel compelled to move them forward, well, then our process continues, right? We really want to make sure that we're making a recommendation that is best for Awaken, not just best for our timeline, if that makes sense. The pastors being interviewed, they are very experienced. The 2 that we have invited to in-person experiences are both out-of-state candidates, so they have both been flying in or will be flying in. They're super interested in Awaken. That has been such an amazing part of this process, is to speak with people who are just like so stoked to even like feel considered to come here, which is just like such a lovely feeling as a community. They're closely aligned with Awaken values. Obviously, that's a big part of it. We're not going to bring someone in who's not a complete fit in that department. All right, let me share some more candid updates with you all, because I think that's the more interesting part and like maybe what you want to hear from us as a search team. Like I said, we've been meeting every month. Some months we meet twice a month. At our last meeting last week, we went around the horn with Pastor Jenna as well and just shared what are some things we've learned since we started this process back in November as a group. And I think it would be cool for you guys to hear some of that. The first is that the plan is working. We've set a great foundation, and all the legwork in creating our pastor profile, what we're looking for, the profile of who we are as a church. It's just showed us that like we've been clear in all of that in those documents, and that our identity and place in the broader Christian community is well represented. As evidenced by the candidate applications we've received and the ability of our out-of-state candidates to reflect back to us like who we claim to be, that has been refreshing for our souls, and it's also been incredible to hear how our candidates are thrilled with the idea of reporting to an executive pastor who is a woman. They're all very stoked about that. And I just want to remind you guys too that, remember, this position is not hiring a new Micah. Like, it's not a one-to-one of what the position has been. This role will serve as our teaching pastor, yes, but as a partner both with and under Jenna's leadership. And Jenna is Awakened through and through, and so we know that we're in really good hands with her leadership as well. Secondly, amidst all the change over the last 5 years, both in being removed from our former denomination and in needing to find a new building, we reflected that when we started this process, we were all like, ooh, what are we gonna find out there? You know, it kind of feels like we were just this like little community on our own over here in Minnesota, and like what's out there? Like, we're peeking over the fence. And what we've discovered is that like we are so not alone in the world and in the Christian space. Like, we're really not. We've actually seen that we're a beacon of light in the north here in this post-evangelical space. And through our networking, we've been made aware of other church communities like ours that exist across the country, and we have found pastors and people with similar experiences and trajectories to a lot of us who attend Awaken. That is so deeply encouraging and makes us feel like we're not just a little lone candle blowing in the wind up here, that we're actually deeply rooted and we are a sought-after destination for a lot of people. And like that feels really, really good. Let's see. Yeah, thirdly, I just want to let you guys know too, after like interacting deeply with so many wonderful candidates, we know without a doubt, a shadow of a doubt, like there is life after Micah. Two things can be true, right? Like, I know it's weird. He's right here, and I love him, and you love him, you know? Two things can be true. Like, his leaving is a loss, and a lot of us were absolutely gutted with the news of his departure. And, like, obviously, we owe a lot of who Awaken is to Micah. And just like what a special person it takes to be going on his own faith journey and like bring us along as a church and like invite us into that collaboratively. And so that's like so valuable, and it's a loss. And also, in the process, we've learned that true discernment is like still imagining what's possible for us as a community. And like, it's like gonna be amazing, you guys, I'm serious. Like, early on in the process, we were so lucky as a search team. I think it was in February, we had a candidate who we read their material, we started speaking with them, and we all just kind of looked at each other like, oh my God, what? Like, this could be something. Like, wow, this person is really shiny and sparkly. And I think we needed that early on as a team to go like, okay, hey, there's a spark here. Like we're looking for something and someone, and like they could be out there. So that was extremely valuable at the front end of this whole process, and just made us feel like we're gonna be okay, you know? Yeah, so I will say, like, whatever happens, we as a team are confident that it's gonna be amazing. And like, we have Jenna, we have each other, and we have the confidence of knowing that like we are who we say we are. And this process so far has proven that to us as a team. And so I just wanted to like candidly share that with you all as well. I also want to remind you that you all are also a part of this. We as the search team will be making a sincere recommendation to you, but like ultimately you'll get to meet and interact with this person and like vote. The hands of this decision is not just in the search team, it's in the hands of the partners at Awaken. So like, you know, that you're still a big part of this, and this is just where we're at in the process. So those are the candid reflections. Back to more details. Our upcoming timeline is Pastor Jenna will be returning from parental leave in September, and then we're gonna celebrate Pastor Micah and Laura so well. Like, lots of laughs, probably a lot more tears, but it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really fun. Late October, we will have a presentation weekend, we're calling it, of our proposed formation and teaching pastor that we, the search team, have decided to move forward to that stage. That person will have the opportunity to teach in a service, and then you'll have options to interact with them as well. Late October or early November, we'll have a special partners meeting to vote on the pastoral call of this person, and then hopefully in 2027, that's when they would start and take the pulpit, and away we go. And then finally, during the interim time, we're going to have visiting Pastor Waylon Lee from October to December, and I'm really excited to hear from him as well. I think that will be a nice little buffer for us as well as we continue to like grieve and embrace our new normal. It's a lot of change, but we're really hopeful and excited about it, and If you have any other questions or have any more thoughts you want to share or any, questions, you can email us, searchteam@awaken, or come find me or Art. We'd be happy to talk to you. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Skip. If you're on the search team and you're in the room, will you just stand where you are? If there's anybody on the search team who's in the room. Yeah, like a ton of work. So thank you. Joshua chapter 1, if you have your Bibles, that's where we are this morning. We're going to wrap up our series on Lost in Transition, because we're hoping to not be lost, right? We're hoping to find some wisdoms to make our way through this work that we're in. So I'll invite you to stand in body or in spirit, and we'll jump in. Joshua 1, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I'm about to give them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon, from the great river, the Euphrates, the Hittite country, to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will also be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it, from the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Pray with me. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this gathering. We thank you for this opportunity to be together as people who claim your name, some connection to it. And I ask that by your Spirit you would speak a word of encouragement and hope and reminder of who you have been, who you are, and who you will be for your people. I pray in the strong name of Christ and by the power of your Spirit. The church said together, amen. 1988, I was 11 years old. And some of you might remember this, but there was a fire that burned almost 1 million acres of Yellowstone. And this is what it looked like after it burned. And people wondered, will this place ever be the same again? Or have we lost something irretrievable? Almost 1,800,000 acres. And if you know anything about forest fires, you know that soon after that, this started happening. And while there was a death, while there was the ending of something, there was the beginning of something else, because that's how life works. That's how it works in nature. It's how it works in the created world. It's how it works in the spiritual life. Today, if you visit Yellowstone, you'll find forests that literally could not have been there had that not happened. And the fire wasn't the end of the story. It was the ending of something, yes, for sure. It was the death of one thing, but it was the birth of another thing. Joshua opens chapter 1, and it says, after the death of Moses. These people who knew Moses as their leader were had just experienced the death of someone that they knew and loved. If you've heard of the word trauma bond, these people had a serious bond with this guy, many, many years. And certainly, if I were to do any kind of midrash, I would wonder, were they asking, is there any hope beyond our leader? Is there an Israel beyond this experience of it? And God seems to answer in Joshua chapter 1 with a resounding yes, there is, and there was. So this morning I want to explore this a little bit. And for context, if you don't know the story of the Bible, in the end of Genesis, we have a people called Israel. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were the great-grandparents. And the people find their way to a place called Egypt. And in Egypt, there is a Pharaoh who knows not Joseph, which is to say, doesn't understand and know these people. And so for over 400 years, they find themselves enslaved and oppressed. And in Exodus 4, God says to Moses at a burning bush, go and get these people out. And so Moses does. He goes in and says, let my people go. Brings the people in an event called we call the Exodus out of Egypt, and they find their way through the desert to this new land that God is about to give them. And they could have entered the land. If you remember the story, they send in 12 spies. They're like, can we do it? Is it going to be, is it feasible? 2 come back and say yes, Joshua and Caleb. The rest are like, we're going to die. And they don't go into the land. And so a whole generation of people dies before they enter the land. And this is where we find ourselves in Joshua 1. The people, that generation has died, and the new generation Israel, is about to embark on a new adventure. And this is what God says to the people. There's a guy named William Bridges who studies transitions, and he talks about this idea that change happens around us, but transition happens inside of us. He says there's an ending, there's like this messy kind of middle where we're uncertain, and then there's a new beginning. It's just a map that you could lay over transition. It's how it works, it's how it happens. And a lot of us spend our energy trying to avoid endings because they're hard, they're painful. And sometimes we don't know what to do, or we don't feel like we have the tools to engage them well. Joshua starts with after the death of Moses, an ending. Now you might be thinking like, something wrong with Micah? I'm fine, I'm not sick, I'm not dying any more than the rest of us are dying, right? But I've sat with some of you in this process. I've had coffee or lunch or drinks, and there's a question that has lingered, and I've heard it implicitly and obtusely and very acutely or precisely. And it's like, I can't imagine an Awaken without you. I can't imagine an Awaken without Micah. And I want to say, like, full stop, maybe bluntly this morning, we didn't plan what we were going to say, Skip and I actually. There will be an after. This is where we started. It's called the Joke Joint Comedy Club. It was bizarre, it was weird, it smelled, depending on what happened on the Friday and Saturday night before. There were many Sundays when we showed up and there were things to clean up that you did not want to clean up. But this is our beginning. It was a 125-seat auditorium. It had a weird balcony and these like alcoves that you could sit in that had bench seats. They were like the prime spots. This is one of the first Christmas Eves in that place. This is where the series that we do at Advent with the Advent artists, this is the first one. I still have one of those pictures in my garage. This is the last service at the Joke Joint Comedy Club, the Sunday morning before the last time we ever met there. And I remember thinking to myself, I can't imagine Awaken outside of the Joke Joint. I just didn't have the categories for it. And I couldn't see the future. I couldn't see this community somewhere else. And then there was this. Like I was driving around in St. Paul, and I wandered across this neighborhood church called St. James, and there was a sign that said for sale or for lease, and I thought, I wonder what that would be like. From a comedy club to a Catholic cathedral. And so I called the guy, Eric Rapp was his name, and I started having conversations with him, and then there was this. March the 8th, for the first time, we met in this space called St. James, and for 10 years, we became this community. And do you remember the things that happened in that place? Like, our garden started in that place. We did Lost in Translation for the first time in that place. Many of your babies were baptized in that place. Some of you were married in that place. Like, life happened there. A whole bunch of life happened there. Memories were made there. Faith was lived and walked out in that place. There was an after the Joke Joint, and it was called St. James. And then I remember the morning it was a Wednesday, and I remember getting an email about that the lease at St. James was not going to be renewed. and it was right after we had got kicked out of the covenant, and I remember feeling like somebody had punched me in the gut. Like, what are we going to do? How are we, like, what happens next? And, you know, I'm a fatalist at times, and I'm just like, it's over. Like, that's it. Wrap it up. That was a good run. And then I drove from 94 down Dale Street one day, and I saw this building, and I was like, I wonder what's happening in there. And so I emailed Pastor Jim. I looked him up on the internet and emailed this guy, and I was like, hey, we need a home. I'm wondering if you need any new friends. And then that happened. First day we were ever in this building, 750 plus people, 5 deep standing room in the back. The front row was full. That never happens. I say all this to say to you, if you've not remembered or you're new around here, there will be an after. I promise you. For these people, Moses was an integral part of their story. And they did not yet know where they were going or what it would be like. But there was a Joshua. And he was told, be not afraid, be strong and courageous. I will not leave you or forsake you. So I want to remind you this morning, there will be an after, and there is a Jenna. And there is life to be lived, there's faith to be walked out, there's new memories to be made, there's stories to be written, there's babies to be baptized, there's people to bury, there's people to marry. It will happen. So fear not. There will be an after. Which is why I'm so confident that also God will be with you as God has been with me, right? God says to Joshua in this passage, I was with Moses and I will be with you. I told this story last week, and I showed the picture of that tree that I sat under. It was on Lake Mille Lacs, and I asked God, like, do you want me to plant a church? And God said, what do you want? And I said all these things back to God, like, here's what I want to do. I want to live a life of faith. I want to step out, I want to step out in faith. I want to do something I've never done. I want to be a part of building something that, like, I can live in and breathe in. Well, what you may not know is that right before that had happened, I was at a church called, doesn't matter. I was at another church, and I was told by somebody who was my supervisor that I needed to become basically something that I wasn't. And that I probably should just stick with youth ministry and music ministry, which is ironic. And that I wasn't a teacher and that I wasn't a senior leader. And so when the covenant said, yes, we'll plant a church with you, I was a little shell-shocked, if I'm being honest. I was a little apprehensive. I was a little shook. Somebody had called into this question some of the things that I thought were true about myself, and so it took me a while. And I remember like it was yesterday. Like, if you've seen Good Will Hunting, like at the end when he's like, I got to go see about a girl, and Elliott Smith is playing in the background, I can see it in my mind's eye. I pull out of this cabin, I turned right on this road, I look in my rearview mirror, Elliott Smith may or may not have been playing in the background, and I can see my boat there, and I could see the future. And I remember, like, vividly, God saying to me, Micah, I will be with you. And you know what? That's exactly what has happened. 16 years, not a moment has gone by where I have felt like we were deserted, we were left alone, we were forsaken, or we were on our own. All this time in history, all this water under the bridge, all this life that's been lived, all these stories, and what God said to me that day is, I will be with you, and that has proven itself to be true. And so I will remind you today, God will be with you as God has been with me. I believe that, like wholeheartedly, from the bottoms of my feet to the top of my head. So be strong, be courageous, step out on the limb, jump out of the plane without a parachute, and trust that God will be with you. Because if my history has taught me anything, it's that God will be. And there's new stories to be written, and new life to be lived, and faith to be formed, and babies to be born and shaped, and all the things. And it's all right in front of you. Over 16 years, never have I experienced God as unfaithful or absent. You need only, like Joshua and the people, to fix your eyes on the person of Jesus and the task at hand. This is my last request. This is my admonition to you, my charge to you, my dying wish to you. Protect, awaken. Protect the heart and soul of this thing. For them in this period of time, Joshua was told, like, keep this book, meditate on it day and night. And I would say to you, do that too, right? Like, this story and this person of Jesus, that's always at the center. But like, over these years, like, I've like sweat and bled and cried to create with a whole bunch of people whose names I cannot give because it would take me far too long, and something special has been made. Something beautiful has been created, the DNA of which is in this room. And I would ask you, I would beg of you, do everything in your power to protect it, to preserve it, to ensure it, to take it further, right? We're not talking about a museum here. We're talking about, like, take the thing, the DNA strands, and like make new life with it. I thought about telling you this morning what's at the heart of Awaken. But then I was like, actually, no. You need to tell me, remind each other, what is this thing that we call Awaken, and why is it special? Why do you care about it so much? What have you found here? So I'd love for you to reflect back to me and your friends in the room, what is the heart of Awaken? What's the thing here that for you is like, this is it? God is love. Curiosity. Love wins. Belonging. Acceptance. Jesus. Inclusion. Curiosity. Questions. Yeah. No abuse. Honesty. Creativity. Grit. Everybody's got a place at the table. Friends, these are both aspirational and lived reality, yeah? When we do Discover Awaken, I always ask people, like, if you could imagine a church and you could tell your friends about it, what would it be? And what have you experienced here? And I want to make sure those two things are connected to one another. So, friends, this thing has a pulse. It's got like a heartbeat. And I want to invite you to just like be tenacious about keeping it, about living into it, about furthering it, about saying, we actually make the thing that we love. It's not staff's job, it's not Jenna's job, it's your job. You're invited into this thing, and you get to be whatever it is you say you value. So live it out, take it further. I've given everything I could to make this thing happen, and I'm not alone, right? Don't get me wrong, this was not a Micah show. There are hundreds of people who have poured into this place, made me better, and what it is, I love it. And I want to see it. My two prayers in this whole process have been, God, one, may I get to the end of this and not regret anything I've said or done, and two, I pray that the best days of Awaken are still in front of it. And I hope that's true. So I'll close with this question, which I think transitions ask us. Whether it be this one or another one, transitions renegotiate relationships. When we experience transition and change, it renegotiates the relationships we're in. Whether it's a marriage or a friendship or a workplace. And I would say to you, the question I think this transition is inviting you to answer is, what is Awaken to you? I can't answer that for you. I wish I could, because I would put it like all the way at the top of the priority list for you, but I can't. What is Awaken to you? Are you an owner? Are you a steward? Are you a DNA carrier? If we cut you, do you bleed like the DNA of this place? Some of you are, we call old root stock, you know, if you've ever seen that Keanu Reeves movie, something about a cloud where like the whole grapevine, the whole vineyard burns down. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? And they like go and they cut, like they find this one like root of this thing, and they're like, it's still got life in it, and they take it because it like carries the DNA of this vineyard, and they replant it, and then a new vineyard grows. It's beautiful. And it's Keanu Reeves, right? Some of you are old root stock. Some of you are passing through, and this is a place to heal along the way. All God's kids got a place in the choir. It's fine. But this transition is asking you to discern and to name what is awakened to you. My hope and my prayer is that I hope and I pray that more and more of you say, this is home. I'm a steward. This is my community. And that you will be a part of the story that starts with after whatever we want to call chapter 1. And that as chapter 2 gets written, that like people email me and send me texts, and I find out from so-and-so down the way, you'll never guess what's happening at Awaken. Like, they're running 1,000,000 miles an hour towards the kingdom. Like, stories of how Jesus is like becoming embodied in this community. I hope and I pray that I just hear story after story after story after story of how you all have taken this thing and you've taken the baton and you've gone even further. Because there will be an after. And I'm hoping and waiting to listen and hear for the ways in which you do it. So let me offer a word of prayer. We'll make our way to the table. God, this morning as we gather, we bring all kinds of things into this room, and I trust that your Spirit is present and at work, and that you would continue to lead and guide us as we prepare ourselves for this table and receiving these gifts of body and blood and bread and wine, that you would fill us up so that we might be good news in the world. Whatever path we're on. So prepare us to receive that. As we make our way to the table, just a few instructions for you. If you happen to be new around here, there's 4 stations up front. There's 2 in the back. Some folks will help you decide if you're going that way or this way. Either way, if you could make your way to the outside aisles to the station nearest you, where you'll find red wine and white grape juice. There's gluten-free and regular options at each. If you need gluten-free, like full stock, there usually is a mobile station, but not today. So, good luck. Curveball. Make your way to the station nearest you, and there you'll find those things. As you do, know that the body of Christ is broken for you, the blood of Christ is shed for you, and maybe at the end, if you need communion where you are, I'll grab one of these stations and find you and serve you there. So let's make our way to the table together.
You can never hold back spring. You can be sure I will never stop believing. The blushing rose, it will climb. Spring ahead or fall behind. Winter dreams dreams the same dream every time, and you can never hold back spring, even though you've lost your way. The world is dreaming, dreaming of spring. So close your eyes, open your heart to the one who's dreaming of you, and you can never hold back spring. Remember everything that spring can bring. No, you can never hold back spring, and you can never hold back spring, even though you've lost your way. The world is dreaming, dreaming of spring. So close your eyes, open your heart to the one who's dreaming of you, and you can never hold back spring. Remember everything that spring can bring. No, you can never hold back spring, and you can never hold back spring. Be still, my soul, the Lord is on thy side. Bear patiently the cross of grief and pain. Leave to thy God to order and provide. In every change he faithful shall remain. Be still, my soul, thy best, thy heavenly friend, through thorny ways leads to a joyful end.
Would you stand and sing with us?
Be still, my soul, thy God doth undertake to guide the future as he has the past. Thy hope, thy confidence, let nothing shake. All now mysterious shall be bright at last. Be still, my soul, the waves and winds still know his voice who ruled them wide. still my soul when change and tears are past. Oh, safe and blessed, we shall meet at last. Amen. We're going to do one more here, this very familiar song. And I've been thinking about it as I've been preparing it this week, and I was talking to a friend about it. And in that first verse of Amazing Grace, it says that saved a wretch like me. I can honestly say I've had times in my life where I felt rather wretched. But I think part of the grace of what God offers is to convince us that God has never felt we are wretched. And that's part of the grace that he's giving us and transforming us to realize that we are his beloved children. And so maybe you can hear that this way. Maybe it's an honest statement from the singer, and God's grace to us is that we don't know ourselves yet, and that we would know ourselves as God knows ourselves. So let's sing this one together. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already come. 'Twas grace hath brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. God has promised good to me. Her word my hope secures. She will my shield and portion be, as long as life endures. Let's raise our voices here. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise. And when we first begun, Amazing Grace, one more time. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord lift up their face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up their countenance to you and give you peace. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. We'll sing the doxology to close. Our prayer team is always available down front if you have need for that. So,
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise God, all creatures here below. Praise God above the heavenly host. Praise Father, Son, and Holy
grace and peace, friends. See you next week.
Looking for some heat now, and I'm as cold can be. And you're talking about a change now, but those changes aren't with me. But tell me why, woman? Can we just leave a good thing be? Tell me why, woman? Can we just be happy? Oh, you better leave it alone. Let it work out by itself. My friends keep telling me no. Oh, she's not with nobody else. Oh, but I don't know. Tell me why, woman? Can we just leave a good thing be? Tell me why, woman? Just stick around and work it out with me. Came to nothing. This longing, this love. Your tender mercies, they weren't enough. scratching at the surface now. And I'm trying hard to work it out. And so much has gone misunderstood. And this mystery only leads to doubt. And I didn't understand when you reached down to take my hand. And if you have something to say, you better say it now. 'Cause this is what you've waited for. Your chance to even up the score. And as these shadows fall on me now, I'll win somehow. Yeah. 'Cause I'm picking up a message, Lord. And I'm closer than I've ever been before. So if you have something to say, say it to me now. Just say it to me now, now. Oh, oh, oh. Well, you can't just get what you want without a little work a day. And you can't just stick out your hand. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one. I'll be working all night long. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. But I'm paying my way. And there's not much joy in the work unless you're born to do what they say. And we gotta get down in the dirt now if we wanna see some change. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. Yeah, I'll be working all night long. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one. But I'm paying my way. And the heart is sliding backward on this long dark night of the soul. And you're the only thing that keeps me going on. It's gonna be a long one. I'll be working my fingers to the bone. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one. But I'm paying my way. Paying my way. Well, there's not much change in the weather on this long walk home to you in the rain. And there's not much left in the purse now by the time the bills are paid. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. I can't wait for that weekend to roll along. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one. But I'm paying my way. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. I'm gonna take you out dancing all night long. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. I'm paying my way. Paying my way. Fair work for fair pay. Yeah, I'm paying my way. I pulled into Nazareth. I was feeling about a half-past dead. I just needed to find a place where I could lay my head. Mister, can you tell me where a girl might find a bed? He just grinned, shook my hand. No was all he said. Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. You put the load right on me.
Picked up my bag, I went looking for a place to hide. When I saw Carmen and the devil walking side by side, I said, hey Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. And she said, I gotta go, but my friend can't stick around now.
Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. You put the load right on me. Put the load on me.
Go down, Moses. There's nothing you can say. It's just old Luke, and Luke's waiting on the judgment day.
Well, look, my friend, what about your family? He said, do me a favor, son. Won't you stay and keep Emily company?
Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. Put the load right on me. Put the load on me.
Crazy Chester followed me, and he caught me in the fall. He said, I'm gonna fix you right if you take Jack, my dog.
Said, wait a minute, Chester, you know I'm a peaceful man. He said, that's okay, boy, won't you feed him when you can?
Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. You put the load right on me. Put the load on me. Catch a cannonball now to take me home down the line. My back is aching, and I do believe that it's time to get back to Miss Fanny. Oh, you know she's the only one. Send me here with her regards. Everyone take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. Yeah. Put the load right on me. Put the load. Put the load. Put the load. Put the load on me. Put the load. Put the load. Put the load on me. Put the load. Put the load. Put the load. you. We love you. God bless you. See you in 5 years.
Didn't he ramble? And didn't he roam? And didn't he wander so far from home? So, if you ever want something and you call, then I'll come running to fight, and I'll be at your door when there's nothing worth running for. When your mind's made up, when your mind's made up, there's no point trying to change it. When your mind's made up, when your mind's made up, there's no point trying to stop it. You see, you're just like everyone. When the shit falls, all you wanna do is run away and hide all by yourself. When there's fall from, there's nothing else. When your mind